retro game master. Today, we're taping from a new office.
この椅子を提供してくれてるディノスさんに、お部屋をお借りすることになりました。何でもいつも使ってる挑戦部屋が使えないらしくてここお台場のねテレコムセンターなんですけどね、なんではっちゃんのスタジオないのかなってそして今回挑戦するソフトはこれ東海道53次です。
Today, the Kacho takes on 53 stations of the Tōkaidō. His challenge, to help Kentaro, the firework maker, get from Kyoto to Tokyo, avoiding the evil minions who want to steal the secret of his fireworks. Along with Iki and Mito Kamon, this game is the best-known title by Sunsoft. A game so difficult that most players just give up. Will the Kacho meet the same fate? Let the game begin!
ゲームセンター CX 課長オン。花火職人か、あ、早い全然読まれへん。
Stage 1 begins at the Gion Festival in Kyoto.
あ、死んだ。100。
Kentaro's only weapons are firecrackers.
爆弾投げるって普通悪もんやけどな。
With a low level of difficulty, Arino moves forward with ease.
あ、終わった。
He clears stage 1 easily. AD Tsuruka appears.
これお持ちしました。八つ橋です。
なんで？
今回できるだけ旅の気分を味わっていただきたいと思いまして、
はい、
各箇所に行くごとに、その土地の名産を用意してあります。
あ、そうなんや。
はい。
To motivate Arino, Tsuruka will bring him local specialties each time he passes through a prefecture. First, Kyoto's traditional confectionery called Yatsuhashi.
あ、でも重いな。
Tsuruka shows Arino his handwritten Tōkaidō route.
すごい。
書いておいたので。
琵琶湖うんこやん。子供大好きなうんこになってるやん。あ、ほどかやあれバイパスのとこや。それしか分からへんな。
There are 21 stages between Kyoto and Edo, the finish line. The second stage takes place between Kyoto and Kusatsu. Arino resumes the game. Right away, he faces a new enemy.
危ない。なんや危ない。あ、しまった。
He must watch out for the ninjas with red masks who attack from under the bridge.
あいつ腹立つな。こいつなんやどうしたらいいの？
He tries the runaway to survive tactic, and it works. But here comes another enemy.
おお、なんや。絶対危ないあいつ。ジャイアンの鼻くそみたいな転がってる。
One after another, unique enemy characters appear in front of him.
危ない危ない危ない。鉄砲出てきた。
Game over, and he's sent back to...
あ、一面に戻されんねや。またここか。
Lose all 3 lives and you're done. On top of that, there are no continues. With these tough playing conditions, many gamers agree that this is an extremely difficult game. Arino again reaches stage 2, but
危ない。
he has no chance against a gun-toting enemy. Then, out of the blue,
おにぎり。
he gets the rice ball.
お、何？無敵やけどなんかな。
Saved by the rice ball, which makes the player invincible, he clears stage 2. He reaches the Shiga Prefecture.
何これ？
これ埋もれ木という
彦根メーカーや。
Umoregi sweet is made from the white bean paste wrapped with gyuhi, then covered with green tea powder.
なんやろ？ぐに全体的にグニッとしてるな。あかん。この味をうまく伝えられへんっていうので自分もちょっと嫌になってるけどゲーム番組やから関係ないんですよね。
As stage 3 begins, the music changes, and then
危ない。あーくっついた。あー誰や。あ一気のぶっさくな子。
a completely different character. Her name is Otami. Just when Arino thought he lost her,
危ない。
another game over.
うわーそうか。
He returns to stage 1.
左押してスタートも無理か。
Arino feels uneasy with out continues. He manages to reach stage 3, but here he faces another tough enemy.
あしまった。あいつどうやってやっつけ。
This Ronin enemy doesn't budge against Kantaro's firecrackers. Arino tries something new.
こうか。あ当たったのにな今。
You can lay a firecracker on the ground, and it works when an enemy steps on it. But you need to get the timing right.
あ切られた。あ切られた。
Game over.
全然進まへん。
Arino goes back and forth between Kyoto and Ishibe.
でもなんかいけんねやろな。課長いけんねやろな。
Arino is rather confident, and for good reason.
同じ面7時間やれる人やもんな。
On one live broadcast, Arino Kacho spent a whopping 8 hours to clear one level.
気が長くなったな。
He's at stage 3, trying to reach Tsuchiyama.
よし。
At last, he kills the Ronin character. And then,
なんか出たけどな。
he finds a mysterious item.
何取ったんやろ。
He grabs it and goes through. He wins a hard-fought game at stage 3. The suspenseful music in the background.
うわ強いわ。
The officer awaits. Is this going to be a boss battle?
危ないああ。なんか将棋減った。関所か。あ持っててよかったんや。
When you hit a target with a firecracker, hidden items are released. These play a crucial role in conquering the game. Arino passes the checkpoint without incident, but
危ない危ない危ない。危ないなあんなとこから刃物投げたら。
with all the wild Zako characters around him, Arino must stay focused.
コンティニュー欲しいな。
20 minutes later, he confronts the assassin again. Arino throws firecrackers at him from a distance.
届かへんのか。
Getting too close triggers the fight mode.
あ届かへん。走り抜けんのか。
He decides to run. Run away to survive worked before. Will it work again?
あ走り抜けられへん。
Arino must fight him one-on-one.
当たった。おおゴールや。よかった。
He clears stage 4. He reaches the Mie Prefecture.
ありがとうございます。何これコンパクトやん。テクマクマヤゴン的なやつさ。
Owinatomo sweet is a 400-year-old cake recipe with jellied red bean paste sandwiched between 2 crisp wafers.
うわなんか食べた後のここ見られるの嫌やな。食えるな。甘すぎひんな。
At stage 5, the music changes again.
何やあいつ飛んできてるの。
The Kacho is chased by a ghost-like character. To avoid getting caught, he runs and runs.
お化け
How will the chase end?
お化けお化け。あ
Game over. That's how. He's forced back to Kyoto. He must practice the patience that he cultivated during the live broadcast. But the assassin has no mercy against Kentaro Arino.
あ、待て。
One life remains. Losing it means going back to Kyoto. Can he make it?
いけた。あ、いけた。おお、うまい。うまいな、今の。
Arino feels proud as he clears stage 5. Just as he starts toward Kuwana.
あ、待て。
Without continues, the journey to victory is even harder. He advances little by little, but
お、なんや。ああ、初めての敵や。
a new enemy shows up and kills him dead.
あれ。どうやってやっつけるか。
Tenkai the monk attacks with psychic powers. Arino finally reaches stage 6, but fails again and again. He can't get past the monk.
あ、終わった。
Arino is in a somber mood, but not for long.
お、はい。
気分転換されてもう一度やり直すっていうのはどうでしょう。実はこのゲームには、
はい、
歌詞がついてまして曲に。
How's this for a surprise? Each piece of background music comes with its own lyrics.
気分転換に歌われますか？
歌われなあかんの？
It's karaoke time. Sing your heart out, Arino.
あと江戸まで何十里、あと江戸まで何十里、十里、八里、待ってておくれももこちゃん、おいらの花火がお土産だ、江戸はまだまだまだまだ遠いのか。ゲーム中に俺カラオケやると思えんかった。
Tsuruoka, once an aspiring singer, can't stay quiet for long.
あれプレイして気分転換して。
鶴岡歌いたかったの
Arino resumes the game with Tsuruoka singing karaoke in the background.
あと江戸まで何十里、あと江戸まで何十里、十里、八里、待ってておくれももちゃん。
鶴岡一個高すぎる。十里ってなんか。
But why don't they sing a duet?
あと江戸まで何十里、十里、八里、待ってておくれももちゃん、おいらの花火がお土産だ。江戸はまだまだまだまだ遠いのか。
Karaoke time is over.
十里、八里。
Singing must have been relaxing. Arino has no problem getting past the monk. Not only that,
いけた。
Arino kills the assassin effortlessly.
お、いけた。
He's close to the goal of this stage.
あ、ナイフ。ああ。降りてくんねやあいつ。
With one life left, he attacks another assassin cautiously from the treetop. Then he finds a tiny foothold in the sea.
あれどうしたらいいねや。
Missing the landing means going back to Kyoto. Arino seems nervous.
ああ、無念でござるね。なんやあいつは。
Another enemy. Genji the Hawk Trainer was there to block Kentaro Arino's journey. He makes it back to where he was, but it's not easy to avoid the Hawk attack when there's such a tiny foothold. 25 miles, 22 miles. The journey to Edo is not as easy as the song suggests. Let's try this again.
やっつけてたのにな。
Will he ever make it to Kuwana? He did kill the assassin, but couldn't make a safe landing. He tries for the 13th time.
あ、飛んできた。あ、いけた。おーしょー、よかった。いけました。
After much struggle, he clears stage 6. As soon as he enters stage 7, the enemies gang up on him.
あ、ちょっと いつレッドアリーマンみたいな感じになってるな。
The assassin's endless attack reminds him of his old nemesis.
あ、上から来た。一面からか。
There are no continues. The further he goes, the more painful it is to start over from the beginning. It's extremely hard to proceed without receiving some damage. He barely makes it back to stage 7, but he gets killed again. Another game over. This is quite a thorny path.
あれ？
He can't seem to get past stage 7.
あ、なんやろな。この難しさ。
To rescue Arino, who seems to have reached his limit, Suroka comes in.
ディニョなしだとちょっと厳しいですよね。
厳しいね。何回もここやわ。
得点をすごい稼ぐ方法があるんですけど。
In the game of the 53 stations of the Tōkaidō, you can earn an extra 1-up by scoring points. Score lots of points, and you get more lives to play with. Arino tries out that strategy. In stage 4, he grabs the third Ofuda item. Then he picks up a Gettaclogs, hops on the clouds, then
うわ、すげえ増えた。
his points go through the roof.
今のだけでだいたい5万点ぐらい稼げて。
You can hop on the clouds with Gettaclogs, which appear by collecting 3 Ofuda items. You can score 1,000 points by simply hopping on a 1,000-point cloud. This is a golden opportunity for Arino, but he needs to meet a certain requirement.
ノーミスで5面まで行ってください。
なんで？
一回やられてしまうと下駄がなくなってしまうので雲に乗れなくなってしまいます。
If he gets killed again, he loses the Gettaclogs he has collected.
あ、しまった。むずいな。
To rack up points, he must get on the 1,000-point clouds on stages 4 and 5 without losing a life. This is the reason this game is known for its difficulty. It seems almost impossible to clear 2 stages without losing a single life. But there's no other way for Arino than to go with this new strategy. He's gunning for extra 1-ups by racking up points. 1 hour later,
おお、石来た。うわ、すげえ増えた。
he successfully clears stage 6 with 9 lives remaining and gets back to stage 7.
よし。
Can he clear stage 7 this time?
当たってない。あ、当たった。あ、当たった。
That's right. It doesn't matter if you have extra lives. The enemy's attack is just as fierce.
あ、
Arino gets killed again and again, and before too long,
おお、残機ゼロ。
now he hopes to clear stage 7.
いけ、走っちゃえ、走っちゃえ。危ない。逃げたい。よし、逃げた。おお、やりました。ギリギリです。
Another sweet delicacy should ease the stress.
これ手羽先で。
甘いもんだけちゃうの？
The Nagoya Prefecture is famous for its tebasaki chicken wings, and the flavors are addictive.
お、冷たいね。遠回しに悪口言われてる。
Arino eats cold chicken wings and resumes his journey. It was 3 hours ago when Arino played in a new stage.
ああ、ゲームオーバー。
Again, he tries the no deaths, extra 1-up strategy. It's not as easy as he hoped.
危ない。
Overcoming difficulties, he reaches stage 8. Needless to say, it's hard to fight without continues. But that makes him realize the importance of each life. His concentration seems to have improved.
おお、いけた。いけた。ありがとうございます。
Arino clears stage 8 without hitting a brick wall. Arino must keep the momentum going, but
あ、遅い。遅いのけ。あ、やられた。悪いことはないと思うねんけどな。なんやろな、逃げなあかん感じ。
distracted by Miss Otami,
あ、そっちか。
he makes one mistake after another.
あ、終わった。
This may become a long journey, and something's bothering him.
明日人間ドックやのに検便一回もしてないな。検便のあのカプセルを家に忘れてきて届けようかってかみさんからメールが入ってたな。それはさすがに恥ずかしいから断ったな。
He hopes to finish up and go home. He's now at stage 9. His strategy here is run away to survive. He gets rid of the Otami girl, but other enemies get in his way, one after another. Arino hangs on and makes slow but steady progress. He clears stage 9.
あ、いけた。やりました。
In stage 10, he encounters an old enemy.
あ、そうか、こいつか。あ、終わった。
Yet another game over. He's back to Kyoto.
これ難しいな。
The way the enemies attack the player is almost unreasonable. Even with extra lives, Arino can't get further than stage 10. Has he reached his limit? Time passes without any progress.
世間は今何時ぐらいやろう。
有野さん。
お、はい。10時回ってた。
After playing for 12 hours, Arino isn't even halfway through his journey. He's in a hopeless situation. Tsuruoka steps in again with another useful technique to share.
実はこの小判を10枚集めるとワープができます。
この時代にワープあったの？
By collecting 10 hidden coins, you get to warp. But how can he find those hidden coins?
攻略本があるんですけれども、
嘘。
この中に小判の位置が載ってます。
はい。
He decides to open the guidebook, only to see the coins' locations. Arino aims to reach Ito with Operation Warp. But this tactic has its pitfalls. Focused too much on collecting the coins, Arino is paying far less attention to his surroundings than before.
おほ、ゲームオーバー。
All the coins he collected are meaningless when he loses. The coins don't carry over.
ワープしようっていうよこしまな考えが全然面進ませんようになってきたな。
Believing this is the only way to reach the ending, Arino hangs on. One by one, he collects the hidden coins, and he's more aware of the enemy's whereabouts this time. 30 minutes later,
お、取った。
he gets the 10th coin.
10枚目いったよ。ん？あ、なんやあれ。
He gets inside the door. What happens now?
え？なんやこれ。
Tsuruoka comes back for further explanation.
これワープ面に来ました。
あ、ワープ面なんや。
はい。クリアすると、3エリア分ワープができる裏面と、
ほ
6エリア分ワープができる裏面があって、
う。はい。
で有野さんはなんと今6エリア先に進める
うん。どこでわかんのそれ。
それは見た目で。
あ、見た目。
違う
ほんますごいな、鶴岡。
There are two different, randomly chosen warp stages. One warps you 3 stages ahead, and the other 6 stages. Clearing this warp stage means reaching stage 11 for Arino. If he manages several warps, he may be able to make it to the end. He must first clear the warp stage that he is in.
危ない。あ、おった。あいつおった。すげえ手強い敵出てくるな。
The difficulty level here is as high as regular stages.
ああ。
There are definitely more enemies.
ああ。
Soon, his deaths start to pile up.
うわ、来るよね。ラスト。 え、難しいな。敵がいろんな種類おるな。
The walls of the big four of Zako characters are hard to break. With his last shred of hope gone, the mood in the room gets gloomy. But not for Arino.
でもやっぱ一回生放送体験してるからへっちゃらやな。
He played the same stage for 8 hours once. What didn't kill him only made him stronger. He patiently collects the coins and gets in the 6-area warp stage. But the big four block his way.
ああ、しまった。
Another game over.
53次遠いな。
This is a waiting game. He must wait for his next big chance. He must not give up. He must continue to fight.
はいさん、
あ、野田。
お疲れ様です。
どうした野田。テンション下がるわ野田。
すいません。
Noda, Arino's manager, comes in.
こんな時間なんで、
嘘。
明日の人間ドックに支障が出るので、
そうやね。
ちょっともう今回を最後のプレーということで。
Concerned with his client's health, Noda suggests that Arino try one last time before calling it a night.
飛ばすわと独身時代なら言うてたんです。僕も家族がいるので、
はい。
人間ドック優先でお願いします。ラスト勝負とさせていただきます。
As the breadwinner for the family, Arino makes a tough decision. He resumes the game from the 6-area warp stage. If he clears this stage, he will reach stage 12. Can he display his gamer spirit at this last attempt?
あ、足りんか。さっきまでいけてたのに。
The Cacho seems a little too desperate. He makes many small mistakes.
うわ、やっつけたのに。なんやねん。
He only has one life remaining. There hasn't been a climax yet. Is this how it ends? After scoring high points, he earns extra lives. Now he has to pass the toughest spot at the end of the stage.
あ、そうか、そこおるか。
He's on his last life. Will he make it?
よし、いけた。いけました。
Finally, Mr. Last Life Arino shows his real ability. On to stage 12. It's a new world for him. He moves forward rapidly, looking for a miracle.
お化け落とし。近い。おった、赤影がおった。あかんかった。
Unfortunately, time is up for Arino at stage 12.
クリアしたいな。
諦めきれないようなので
来週の月曜日、朝9時からもしもし、
はい。
その後いいとも、玉芸2本で、その後にですね、
はい。
若干の時間がありまして、最後にショーパン。
2008年も売れっ子ですな。
There is a little window of time in his super busy schedule.
じゃあ月曜日頑張ります。
じゃあ月曜日再戦ということで、
はい。
4 days later, he will return to continue the challenge. He will only have 3 hours to play. Can he work a miracle?
Alpha 前回有野さんが中断された、12面に今進めていて、
はい。
あれですね、島田に行く途中ですね。
はい。
で、残機は、25機にしてあります。
For the second day of Arino's challenge, Tsuruoka gave 4 days of his life to crack the 53 stations of the Tōkaidō, just so that Arino can resume the game in the best condition. With a 3-hour time limit, Arino resumes the game at stage 12. The key to conquering this game is collecting the coins that you need to open warp doors.
ごめん出た小判
Then he gets the rice ball,
よし
which makes him invincible for a short time.
やった次の小判どこや
He pauses the game to confirm the location of the next coin. But it backfires.
ちょうどのとこ折り上がって
He loses several lives, but manages to clear the stage. On to stage 13.
わ来たあーしまった忘れてたあいつは飛んだら飛んでくんねや
Time is ticking. He can't waste more lives. Being cautious pays off. Arino clears stage 13. He's determined to reach Ito. At stage 14, he grabs his 9th coin. One more coin will open up a warp door. If he clears a 6-area warp stage, he will only have 3 stages to go. He sees and grabs the 10th coin. But
うわどうなんの
now he has collected 11 coins. Where is that warp door?
あなんや今の
He can't believe what he sees.
あなんや今のどうすんのこれなんやねんこれ
He tries to figure out the right timing to jump in.
あー参ったな
Then he grabs the 12th coin. Another warp door, a steady one, appears.
おお来たあこれいつもと違うこれはもしかして3面ワープのパターンか
Unfortunately, it's a 3-area warp door.
3面ワープってことはちょっと簡単なのかな
As Arino suspected, there are fewer enemies in this warp stage. He clears it comfortably.
おいけたゴールやりましたワープ3つ
He warps 3 stages ahead into the Kanagawa Prefecture. Time is running out, but rules are rules. Time for the local delicacy.
あなんや言うとこねこれ
This fine kamaboko fish cake comes from Suzuhiro, a long-established kamaboko maker in Odawara City. Arino enjoys a little break.
あ美味しいな
He gets back to the game, aiming to make it to the end. 5 stages to go, and the difficulty level is way up.
うわあいつやっつけるのどうするか危ないどうやってやんねやこれ
Here, the Kacho encounters more assassins.
ああやっつけられる
He just runs his way through. After losing 5 lives, he clears the stage.
よしいけた
He's at stage 18, trying to reach Horogaya. That annoying Atami girl appears again.
あしまったうっとうしいなあいつ
Soon, he will find out how frightening she really is. When Arino gets too close to Otami,
あれ小判減ったあいつ持ってくんや小判
she steals the coins which Arino needs for the warps. His chance for another warp is slipping away. Discouraged, Arino makes a series of mistakes.
あ9
The remaining lives have fallen to a single digit.
畳みかけてきてるな
He must break the vicious circle, but
あこっち来た
he's fallen victim to greedy Otami. He clears the stage, but with fewer coins than he needs to warp ahead. 3 more stages to go with 8 lives left. He can't waste those precious lives. Otami is there, of course.
また減ったもうしゃあないかとっても
The chance for another warp seems to have vanished. Arino decides to run his way through.
ああそうか当たったらあかんねやタコ
The kite ninja attacks the Kacho with shuriken blades from above. The masked Ronin ninja assaults him on the ground.
どうしたもんやこれ
Nowhere to go. This is one tough spot. He's completely surrounded by the enemies. He keeps losing lives without going further. Everyone lets out a big, heavy sigh. And finally,
あ切られた
he's on his last life.
うわー終わった参った
He is speechless, terrified of the difficulty of this game. He can't give up. Ito is right around the corner.
はい
自分もお手伝いするので、
はい
ちょっともう一度、気を増やして挑戦するというのはどうでしょうか。
じゃあまた第一形からか
He gets support from AD Tsuruka, who volunteers to bring him back to stage 19. They also have to fight against time. Arino's last hope is Tsuruka, who underwent intensive training for this day. Tsuruka supports Arino as best he can. 1.5 hours later, he clears stage 18. With 13 lives remaining, this is the final battle. Will Arino make it to Ito? On his second life, he is at the tough spot where he got game over last time. Playing very calmly, he gets past the spot.
当たり
Under extremely high pressure,
ああしまった
Arino is walking on thin ice.
ああいけたなんかおるおゼロリゼロリよかったああよかったやりました19系
Two more stages to Ito. As soon as he enters the next stage, he is confronted by his nemesis.
あしまった
It's Genji, the Hawk trainer.
あ
He launches attacks on Arino from a close proximity. It's almost impossible to understand the Hawk's movement.
あどういけばいいねんこれ
Lives disappear quickly.
やっつけたのに
Kentaro Arino tries a quick escape.
あおったこいつおったん
The Big Four continue their ruthless attack on him.
なんやあ音波投げるやつおるあおったすげえ難しいやん
Unquestionably, the difficulty level is higher than ever.
それは無理やで
This is it.
あうわ残機ゼロや
He's on his last life. He doesn't want to let all the effort go down the drain.
じゃあ月曜日頑張ります月曜日再戦ということではい
Go for it, Kentaro Arino!
あうわーなんやそれあー終わった
He gets game over right before reaching Nihon Bashi.
この後ショーパン生放送もありますので
はい
今日はここでおしまいということで
ショーパンまた釣られへんし今回はすいませんでした僕の負けです
The rest of the journey is taken over by this man. He picks up where Arino the Kacho left off, aiming to reach the end of the 53 stations of the Tōkaidō. Arino got game over at the beginning of stage 20. This stage is frighteningly long and has more enemies than other stages. Ito is close, yet so very far away. Just like Arino, he struggles to keep the Big Four at bay. He gets game over again and again. No continues is absolutely user-unfriendly. Before he knew it, it was morning. But he can't give up now. Arino taught him not to give up. So he continued to fight. 11 hours into playing, he finally reaches Nihon Bashi. The final stage is set at a festival in Edo. Contrary to his expectations, this last stage was easier than stage 20, and he clears it without much struggle. Please enjoy the ending scene. This is the most difficult game he's ever played in his life. He's never felt such a strong sense of accomplishment conquering a game. Thank you, the 53 stations of the Tōkaidō.